Hello everyone, I'm using a new mic, so if there's any audio issues, hopefully in the next video I'll have it figured out. Today I am doing an Ancestry DNA kit. Just submitting the kit today, actually spitting in the tube. I won't get the results for at least a month, I think, maybe 2 months. I forget how long it's supposed to take, but probably gonna be a while, so I'm interested to see what the results are. I thought now, while I'm doing or about to do this test, I could talk about what I think the results will be and explain kind of why I think that way. Previously, like when I was a kid, I was pretty much just told my family is German and Polish. That's it. I think now, based on my own research, that's probably not very true. Ancestry.com actually has a free week trial if you haven't signed up with them before, I think. And I did that a few months ago. And when you sign up for the trial, you get access to their records, like immigration records or marriage documents. And they have little hints on the website too, and they'll kind of help you connect to potential matches. Based on the limited research I did on there, I think I actually am going to have more English, like Anglo-Saxon heritage than I originally thought as a child. But I'm pretty much just expecting to see German, Polish, English, and that's about it. I'm really excited to do more research on my own and find out like when exactly a lot of my family members came to the US. That's a question I get asked a lot when I'm overseas, like how long has your family been in America? I think that's actually a common question in Taiwan, like how long has your family been in Taiwan? Because many of them just came over during the Chinese Civil War. So that's kind of interesting how I get that question over there. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna unbox this and see what's inside and get ready to submit the kit. I'm not sure if this QR code on the front is sensitive information or not, so I've been covering it, but maybe I don't really need to. ASMR. I don't know if that picked up or not. Okay. Number 1, register your kit. 2, collect your saliva. 3, return your sample. 4, explore your results. That's what it says here. Should be pretty easy and straightforward, hopefully. Okay, so I opened the kit, which is kind of cool. You pull here. There was a little card here. I took it out. It has my sample number on it, and I had to register that online on their website. Online, they ask you a few questions like if you're an identical twin, if you've had a bone marrow or stem cell transplant or something, sample taken, I don't know. And then they ask you for consent for like storage of your DNA. And and then they also ask for consent for like if you want to show up as matches for other people. I don't really care, so I just said, yeah, I guess. Okay. This is the little tube here. Again, I'm not sure exactly what is sensitive information and what's not, so I'm just gonna cover things that have codes or numbers or things like that on them. Sick biohazard bag. This box that they gave me has a USPS tracking number on it and a little like tab that I can pull to reseal it up. Okay, instructions. Fill the tube with saliva, replace the funnel with the cap, tighten the cap, shake and release the stabilizing fluid. Place the sample inside the collection bag provided in the DNA test kit. That would be this badass biohazard bag. And then return my sample. Okay. Okay, so there's a code on the tube, which I will cover slightly with my fingers, and then my activation code on the back, which I've already put into the website. It has a funnel here that I have to spit in for the next, who knows how long it's going to take me to fill this up, probably not too bad. Then I throw it in here, and then, I have a cap that I have to put on first. Ooh, let me cover that number, I don't know if that's important. This is the cap. So I cover it, put this cap on, or I spit, put the cap on, shake, put in bag, put in box, ship it off. Boom. Time to spit. They said do not include the bubbles in the volume. All right, good to go. Funnel off, cap on, and I'm shaking. There was liquid at the top of the container. They said that's some sort of stabilizing agent. I don't know what it is, but it flew out. It has flown out from the cap. That is now secure. Putting it in the box. Here's the seal I was talking, or the tape I was talking about. I guess seal, yeah. Feels secure to me. And then I have my information here on the back to send it back to them. So it is December 9th today. I will probably see you in 2025, anywhere from mid-January to February, I'm guessing. We'll see if I'm right or wrong about my guesses. I'm very curious.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Just woke up to an email from Ancestry that says my DNA test is done. I'm still a little bit sick right now, so excuse the voice, but I'm gonna actually take a look at my DNA results for the first time. So I'm on Ancestry.com right now. View your DNA results. Let's see. 7 ancestral regions. That is quite surprising. And 4 journeys. Okay. All right, let's take a look. We're gonna go with ancestral regions first. Okay, so pretty much all of Europe. Okay. All right, so I forget exactly what I said in the first part of this video when I made predictions, but I think I remember saying mostly German. My last name is a German last name, and this says only 30% German, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, 30% England. I also did some of my own family tree, and I saw that a lot of my mom's side had English names. I wasn't sure how accurate that was. Interesting. Okay, the 2% Welsh and Irish, I'm not really concerned about. 6%. Those low percentage numbers, I'm sure, are gonna come in every once in a while with everybody. Interesting. I'm kind of surprised about how little German there is. I mean, a third feels like a lot, but also I thought it'd be over 50%. Cool. Let's look at a summary real quick. Let's look at the ancestral journey. Okay, so I knew most of my family's from Northern Ohio. So this makes sense to me. Interesting. Yeah, both my parents are from this area, so I'm not surprised by this at all. Southwestern Quebec French settlers. I did not know about that though. That also probably ties into that French heritage. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Parent 1 and parent 2 are different. I wonder how they decide that, because it says parent 2 is Pennsylvania, but from what I've seen on my family tree, both sides of my family immigrated to Northwestern Ohio, Northern Ohio, which is kind of accurate to modern day too. I mean, that's where they both were born, so that's interesting. I have some matches with family members. I'm gonna block that part out. Those are people that I know in real life, so that's interesting that they're on here. I didn't even know they were on here. And those two are related, and they both match the same parent, so I'm assuming that's how they got that. Parent 2, I'm not really sure how they figured that out. That's interesting. All right, let's get to the traits part. It says I get alcohol flush. I do not, so I don't know how that works. Less naturally athletic. Interesting. Birth weight was above average. That's true. I was a big baby. Able to taste certain bitter flavor. Likely to drink a lot less caffeine than average. What's funny is parent 1 does not drink that much caffeine, but I drink a lot of caffeine. I have coffee every day, sometimes more than 1 cup. Likely to enjoy cilantro. I do. Unlikely to have a cleft chin. I think I do. It was more prominent when I was a kid, I think. But I do have a slight cleft chin. Likely to be competitive. I think both my parents are, but I think I am not. I think I can partake in a competition and get energetic about it, get competitive, but I don't think I intentionally seek competition. Unlikely to enjoy dancing. I think that's true. Likely motivated by success. I think that's true as well. More adaptable. I think that's very true. I don't have dimples. Prefer doing things with people. Interesting. I think when I was a kid, that was more the case. I think it's still kind of the case now, but as I've gotten older, I appreciate time alone more. Unattached earlobes, that's true. That's true. I don't know if I have wet earwax or not. I think maybe I do. Dark eyes. I'd have dark eyes. Genes for patchier facial hair, that's true. I can kind of get fuller beards on the side, but here, nothing yet. Unlikely to focus easily coming from parent one, but I think, okay, that's funny because I think parent one will say that they agree with that. But I think that for me, I focus pretty well. Likely to have few freckles. I think I had more when I was a kid. I think I have almost none now. I have a lot on my back. Likely to get stronger easily. Interesting. Unlikely to be a goal setter. I think I am. Hair color. Brown hair could pass on red hair. Interesting. I have like a light brown hair. Medium hair thickness. I've heard that I have very thick hair. Straight hair, true. Unlikely to get hangry from parent two. Interesting, because I know parent one does get hangry, but I do not. Heart rate recovery, average. Unlikely to tolerate heat well. That is very funny because I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and before that I lived in Taipei. So I've lived in some of the hottest places in the world, and I didn't think it was that bad. Likely able to hold breath for longer. I've actually heard that from a doctor before. I had something where I couldn't take deep breaths very well, and I had to do this breath test on a machine, and he said I have like the lungs of a swimmer. Also, I played wind instruments for a while, so that probably aided with that, but kind of interesting. Likely to prefer team sports, which is funny because I think I preferred individual sports. I did karate when I was a kid, and I loved that. I like ping pong a lot. But basketball and baseball, I felt like were just more of social events for me. They weren't really sports. Extrovert, I don't know if I'm really that extroverted or not. Making contact with a ball, easier to make contact, interesting. I don't think I was that good of a hitter in baseball. Morning person, I think that's more true now. I think when I was in high school, I liked to stay up later. Less attracted to mosquitoes, I don't know if that's true. I feel like I'm very attractive to mosquitoes. Higher pain tolerance from parent one. This is something I was almost sure I would get because I feel like my parent one, who I'm assuming I know who that is, has a very high pain tolerance just from the things that I've seen them go through. And for me, I felt like when I got tattoos, everyone was saying certain spots would be super painful, and I thought there were almost nothing. I think in general, when I tattoo myself, I don't feel a lot of pain either. And I was almost sure that that was genetically from that parent, so it makes a lot of sense. Likely to have a pet from parent one, which is funny because I know parent one had pets growing up, and now my parents have a lot of pets. More flexible. I also felt like I was more naturally flexible than other people. Avoid taking risks. I think that's not true at all. Unlikely to express a runner's high. I think I don't. Light to medium skin tone. I think I have a very, very light complexion, even compared to other white people that I know. Sneezer, sun sneezing. It's so inconsistent. I don't always, if you don't know what sun sneezing is, it's when you see a bright light and it makes you sneeze. That doesn't always happen to me, so I'm not sure if it had to be consistent. I think that's happened to me before, but I don't know. These are all health stuff. Likely to develop all 4 wisdom teeth, which I did. I had all of them removed though. My bottom 2 wisdom teeth grew like parallel with my jaw instead of going up. I think I would have had the space. I can't remember if that's what my surgeon said, but because they were growing this way, I had to have them removed, and I think I didn't have enough space on the top, so I had to get all 4 of them removed, but I did develop all of them. Unlikely to enjoy trying new things. That's so interesting because I feel like I do. Interesting. The thing that I'm not really surprised too much about the trait stuff. Most of it makes sense. Also, I know personality and things like that are going to be affected by your environment too. The physical traits, most of them are visible, so I know about those. I was happy to see the pain tolerance one. I think that was one that I was looking forward to because I felt like that was genetically influenced. I'm slightly surprised about the origin results, the region results. I think that I was expecting to see German and maybe some French and maybe some English. I'm very surprised about that. Also, maybe some Polish. So those areas all make sense to me. It's the proportions that I was surprised by. I thought German would be 50, 60, even 70%. But as low as 30, I was a little bit surprised by that. So that was kind of interesting. Cool. So I think I'm like most European immigrant Americans. I'm kind of a mix of everything, especially from Ohio, a lot of German population in that area. So nothing too crazy here. If you have any questions about this process, or if you'd like to share about your experience with Ancestry or other platforms, leave those comments below. I'd like to hear about them. I would consider trying some other stuff too, like maybe 23andMe at some point. I'm not sure if Ancestry will let me download my info and upload it to other platforms, but I know that's possible with some other services. So if you're interested in an Ancestry or DNA test, check those out too. Thanks again for watching. I should be doing another video very soon. Hope to see you there. Peace.